So, we listened to the story about feelings, and we've learned that everyone has feelings. Sometimes those feelings are good, sometimes they're not so good. Sometimes we're happy, sometimes we're sad, sometimes we're angry, but everyone has feelings, and normally our feelings tend to show on our face. So, what we're going to do today is we are going to practice showing feelings, and we're going to do it in a fun way. We are going to be making some fish, and our fish are going to have feelings. So, as you can see, the two fish I have here, this one, does he look happy? Nope, he looks pretty mad, doesn't he? Okay. And then look at this guy down here. He looks pretty sad, doesn't he? Yep. So, what we're going to do, we've got a roll and draw, which some of you may remember from last year. Roll and draws are so much fun because we've got 5 different rolls, and I've got my little dice here, and it's numbered 1 through 6. I got all 6 sides of my dice, and over here I can see my dice going down here. So the first time I roll, it's going to be for the body, and whatever number it rolls on, that's the body that we're going to draw. The second time I roll, that's going to give us our face. Now, all of our faces here have some different feelings. We've got some happy and mad and sad and scared and maybe confused. And then we got really excited. So we got 6 different feelings. The third roll is going to determine which tail our fish gets. Now, as you can see up here, they're showing you how you're going to be adding these two. Because here's the first roll with the body, and then they add the face in the second roll. The third roll gets the tail. The fourth roll is going to get the fins on the top and the bottom. And then the fifth roll is going to be the scales that go back here on the back after this little fin on the side here. Okay, so now that we know how our roll and draw is going to work, and we've seen an example, we are going to get a fresh sheet of paper, and we are going to get started. So, you should have your paper right beside you, and you should be ready to go. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our paper. Now my paper is going long or tall. It's vertical. Remember, vertical means up and down. So my paper is vertical because if I do it this way, I'm not going to have a lot of room. This is long. This is tall. So make sure your paper is tall, and we're going to fold it in half. So you're going to start down here at the bottom, and you're going to take the bottom and you're going to fold it up here toward the top. And then once I've got it lined up, I'm going to give it a nice crease. And now when I unfold it, you can see I've got 2 big wide sections. 2 big wide sections. Okay, because if I fold it this way, that's like our hot dog fold. They're going to be really skinny, right? We want the hamburger fold. Okay, so go ahead and get your paper folded. And then we're going to start with our first fish. Now, just like in our example, I'm going to draw 1 fish at the top, 1 fish at the bottom. So one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use my Sharpie. You can use your pencil. And I'm going to draw right across my fold. I'm going to draw a straight line, and that way I can tell the difference between my top and my bottom, because I'm going to draw 2 fish today. 2 fish. So get that done. And don't forget, on the back of our paper, what do we write at the top? Our names. So I'm going to put my name at the top, and then I'm going to turn it right back over. And so you can see mine because I used a Sharpie. This is why we use a pencil. And so you can erase a little bit easier. Okay, so we got our paper folded. We've got our line drawn in the middle, and we got our name on the back. So we are ready to start. Okay, we've got our dice. I'm going to roll the dice, and we're going to see which body we get first. Ooh, number 6. I got 6, so I got to find 6 down here. So this one is going to be, it's kind of like an oval. So I want to draw kind of big. I don't want to fill up the whole space because I need room for my fins. But do I want to draw it really, really tiny right here? No, I want it probably about as big as my hand almost. So I'm going to start and I'm going to draw an oval. And an oval is just like a circle that's been stretched a little bit. Now, does it have to be perfect? Remember our story-ish? Just has to look fish-ish. Fish-ish, that kind of rhymes. Okay, so I've got my oval, and now I need to draw this little fin, okay? So I'm going to draw a straight vertical line down, and then I'm going to do some zigzags. I'm going to draw some zigzag lines. So you can just watch if you want, and then draw, or you can just draw your own. Just draw some zigzag lines. And now we've got his little fin there on the side. So we did our oval body and then our little side fin. Okay, now we are going to do our roll, which is going to be our face. So we're going to see which feeling our fish is going to get. Oh, and I rolled another 6. So our fish is going to be really, really happy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this part of my fish into this face. So I'm going to draw a couple lines, and then I'm going to do a little bit of erasing. So just watch carefully, okay? I'm going to come down here on my oval, about right here, and I'm going to draw this curved line right here, coming from here back up. See how I drew that back up? And then from this line, I'm going to draw this curved line that comes down. Like this. So now you can see, do I need this line anymore? Nope. So you guys need to get your eraser. And since I'm using a Sharpie, I've got to use my whiteout. I'm going to take my whiteout. You use your eraser. And I'm just going to make this line start disappearing. You do the same. Make this line start to disappear. Okay. So get that line erased. And we got a few more things to do because we're not done with these faces. We've got to draw this big circle right here at the corner of his mouth. That's like his little cheek to show how excited he is. And then he needs an eye. So watch carefully. I'm going to come over here in this space, and I'm going to start by drawing a curved line, just a little curved line. It's almost horizontal. And then I'm going to draw a curved line up and a curved line down. So it kind of looks like a curvy triangle. Looks like a triangle that's just curved a little bit. And then I'm going to draw a circle in the middle. And then he needs a little curved eyebrow, kind of like a rainbow. And now our fish has a face, and he's very excited fish. Okay, so I drew my curved line in and down for his mouth. I erased this part, added the circle for his cheek, and then I drew his eye and his eyebrow. Okay, now I'm ready for roll number 3. So let's see what we get this time. Third roll, we rolled a 3. So this tail kind of looks like, if I just look at one of these, it's kind of like a football shape, isn't it? Or an almond, like a football or an almond. So I'm going to come down here to the back, and I'm going to draw that football shape, which is two curved lines curving into each other. Then we'll draw another one on the bottom. And now he's got a tail. And again, does it have to look perfect? No, it does not. Ish. He's going to be fish-ish. Okay, we've got two more rolls. Roll number 4 is going to be the fins. So let's see what we're going to get this time. Ooh, number 1. We got these fancy curly fins. Okay, so we're going to start with the top. And I'm going to start by drawing a curved line that comes up and over and in. So watch carefully. Comes up, over, and in. And then I'm going to come over a little bit, and I'm going to draw the same line, just over, up, over, and in. So he's got that little curly cue. Now we got to do the same thing on the bottom, except this time we're going to go down, over, and in. Okay? So I go down, over, and in. Kind of looks like a fancy letter J. Come over a little bit, down, over, and in. And you can make them meet if you want them to meet in like a point. You can make them meet in a point. Connect the ends if you want. And now he's got some fins. Now, last roll. Now we get to see what his scales are going to look like. Oh, we got number 1, which are all of these fun little circles. So we got all this space back here. Now, do they have to look exactly like this? Nope. Depends on how much space you've got back here. So I'm just going to start making some circles or like some polka dots. I'm going to try to make mine look kind of similar to what they've done here. Because some of these, you've got circles within circles. That's pretty cool. So I'm just going to add some polka dot scales. And now we have our first fish. And he is a very excited fish. Very excited fish. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a few more seconds to finish up your fish, and then we're going to work on fish number 2. So get your scales finished. Make sure he's got a fin on the top and the bottom, and we will move on. Okay, let's get our dice back out, and let's see which body we're going to get this time. Body number 4. Okay, so this one, it's kind of like a giant letter U with a curved rainbow-like line on top. Okay, so I'm going to come down here to the bottom of my paper. I'm going to make big letter U. And then put a curved line on the top. Okay, now, number 4, the fin on his side, I'm going to start by drawing a straight line. Kind of looks like a number 1 or a lowercase l. And then at the top, I'm going to make a little curved line in, kind of like a little hook. And then I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom. So it kind of looks like the letter C, except just kind of pointy at the edges instead of curved. And that gets our body. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to roll my dice again, and let's see what face we're going to get this time. Oh, we got face number 2, which is our angry face. Okay, angry face. Okay, so we're going to have to play around with this body just a little bit to get our face to fit on here. So what I'm going to do, because see how his face kind of curves down? So I'm going to take this line here, and I'm going to keep bringing it down. We'll curve it down. So I'm going to make his face come out here, and then I'm going to erase some of his body. So just watch what I'm doing if you're a little confused. And then we'll work on it together. Okay, now, he's kind of got what we call an underbite. I don't know if you can see this really well, but his bottom lip comes out further than his top lip. So I'm going to start out here. I'm going to curve back down. So I curved back down. Now this one, when I start here at the edge, I'm going to curve down, and I want it to curve back into the line I've already drawn here. Okay, so see how I brought it down and made it curve into there? Okay, now we need to do a little bit of erasing. Okay, so I'm going to get my white out. You guys get your eraser. And now we're going to erase this line right here. So I'm going to start with my white out. You get your eraser. I'm going to erase. Now be careful that you don't erase this line. We're just erasing that line from the front of his body that we don't need anymore. Okay. And again, does it have to look perfect? No, just ish. Because mine definitely does not look perfect, but it's okay. Okay, but we're not done yet. We're not done. Because now, on that bottom lip, we got to give him some triangle teeth. So I'm going to start back here at the back, and I'm going to draw triangle tooth. And then we'll draw another triangle tooth. And then we'll give him one more big triangle tooth at the top. So he's got 3 triangle teeth along that bottom lip. Okay, now for his eye, to get him an angry eye, I'm going to draw a little slanted line. He already looks angry, doesn't he? And I haven't even finished it yet. And then I'm going to draw letter U under it. And then put a little circle in the middle. And this is what's going to really make him look angry, is his eyebrows. Because when you get really angry, your eyebrows kind of get slanted and point together. So we're going to give him a nice angry eyebrow coming right down. Nice angry eyebrow. And now we have an angry fish. But we're not done. He still needs a tail, some fins, and some scales. So let's see what tail he's going to get. We got tail number 3. Oh, the same tail as the other one. Is that okay? Yes, it is. We already know how to draw this one. So I'm going to come back here and let's see. I'm going to come kind of over from this one. And again, I'm going to make those 2 football shapes. And I'm going to draw this one bigger so it looks a little bit different than this. That way they look a little bit different. Because this one is a whole lot bigger than that one. And that way they look different. And now he's got a tail. Okay, we're almost done. We've got our fins and our scales. So let's see what our fins are going to be. Let's roll our dice. We got number 3. Ooh, these are good fins for our angry fish. They kind of look like flames, okay? So I'm going to do is I'm going to start right here just behind his eye, and I'm going to draw a curved line up and over. And then I'm going to curve it back down a little bit. And then curve it over and back. Down and in. And then it's going to go back. And then I curve it back down to his body. So it kind of looks like flames. Then you need to do the same thing at the bottom, except it's going to curve down and back. So it's going to curve down and back. And then I come in a little bit. Curve out a little bit more. Curve in. Curve out. And then I curve back into the body. So now he's got his spiky, flame-looking fin on the top and the bottom. So then that just leaves one more thing for us to do, and that is his scales. So let's take a look and see what number we're going to roll and see what scales we're going to get. Oh, we got scales number 1 again. Cool, I like those bubbles. The bubbles are fun. So again, we're going to come behind his little fin here, and we are going to start drawing some circles. Some are big, some are small, some have circles within circles. We're just going to draw some circles. Some circle fins. So these guys have a few things in common, don't they? They've got their tail and their scales in common, but everything else about them is different, especially the look on their faces. This guy is super happy and excited, and this guy down here is very, very angry. He's a grumpy Gus, and that's okay. We're allowed to have bad days, and I think our fish here has just had a bad day. So now that we are finished with our dice, it's time for us to color. Now, this project, I'm going to let you guys choose how you want to color. Okay, because obviously in my example, I rolled some different fish than we did in the one we worked on together. And that's okay. These are different fish, but I'm going to let you color them however you want. Now, here's the thing though. When we've got our supply bags, we've got our bag of supplies, we've got our crayons and our markers, okay? Remember, when you're coloring, you only use the marker to outline, okay? So I'm going to start and I'm going to outline my angry fish in red. Do I color in with a marker? No, remember we only use a marker to outline. And I'm just going to outline around his body, his eyebrow, and his fin. So then when I'm done, what do I do to my marker? I snap that cap, put my marker up, back in my bag, and then I'm going to get my crayon out, and I'm going to carefully color, trying to stay in the lines as much as I can. Now, do you have to color this fish red? Nope. You can color him blue or purple or green or orange. Whatever color you want to color this fish. I just like coloring him red because he's angry, and I think red is a good color to show that you're angry. So I like coloring him red. But you guys color your fish however you want. Just remember, you outline with a marker and you color in with a crayon. And by coloring our fish all kinds of different colors, is anybody's paper going to look the exact same as anybody else's? Nope. Well, we all drew the same fish, but even though we drew the same fish, they're probably still not going to look the same because we all drew them just a little bit different. And that's okay. Because remember, they're going to be fish-ish. Remember our book by Peter H. Reynolds, Ish. We're just practicing, we're just learning, and we're going to get better the more we practice. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop here, and you guys can continue coloring your fish and making them all nice and pretty and colorful. And if you still have time after you've colored your fish, you can always take your blue crayon and you can color in the water around the fish. But if you don't have time for that, that's okay. Just try to get your fish colored. Okay, I hope you guys had fun. And until next time.